Hey guys, David Sickenemy Comics here. All right. You know what? With this new way of doing this five comics to see what the market is, you know what? I think I got a positive feedbacks, and it seems like you guys are seem to be more tend to this. So I think I'm gonna stick with this here. And thank you everyone for who's been watching. And I kind of changed things around as well too, as you can see in my previous videos with the showing of what the aftermarket, the secondary market is, been selling or asking on eBay. But before we go with this five comic book, let me bring 789 Comics. Great LCS online stores, even though they're located in the UK, they will do anything as possible to keep you satisfied, or if there's anything wrong they'll do anything in their power to make it right. So anyway, use the code SNMC to get 10% on all your orders. So yeah, go check them out. All right, now with that said, I got five books, five key issues. And let's see what are they selling for, if it's a sale or hold. And I'll give you my opinion, and and let's go with this together and see how you would do if you have the book, or if you don't, would you buy? All right, so let's go with Superman, the Man of Steel, issue number 18, first full appearance of Doomsday. Doomsday, you remember that character? One of the biggest FOMO book in decades, when he killed Superman. Of course, that did not last too long, but God, after so many decades of what Superman got a character that finally killed him. Remember, you standing in line in LCS to get that black poly bag. I was one of them. I had to take my mom with me so I can get two copies. And I thought I would, I don't know, retire with that comic book, but unfortunately, it didn't. But with that said, let's go check out eBay and see how they are doing. And yeah, here we go. Let me see. Okay, you guys can see that. So let's go with Superman, Man of Steel, right? Yeah, Man of Steel, 18, C- CGC, 9.8. Boom. Let's go. All right. For what they're asking, about 120 on a direct, 105, 95. Wow, 95 bucks. Best offer. Wow, that's not bad. What we got here, a newsstand for 170, 170. As you can see. All right, so you can kind of get an idea. For direct, they're asking about 100 to 95. For newsstand, probably about 170 to 150. So let's see what has been sold. Boom. All right, for the direct on a fourth printing, this is not a direct. This is a fourth printing on a CGC. So for $100, somebody put a bid on it. Oh God, this is the one. DC. Uh, DCU logo. $402. Jeez. Man, that's the one you want to get. Let's see what the newsstand does. All right, $169. Uh, best offer accepted. So I'm probably thinking probably 150, probably 160. So let's go down. And this was sold back in March 19th, the DCU on March 23rd. There's another one here. Buy it now for 155 on a newsstand. 139 best offer. Seems like that has been sold. So yeah, as can for the fourth printing, or what printing, 114, $194. Second printing. So you can kind of get see. So would this be a buy now? Would you buy, sell, hold? As for me, for this one here with James Gunn, I'm sure he's gonna do Doomsday, redo Doomsday, not what what Zack Snyder has done. I was kind of I was okay. I was kind of hoping to see the whole sequel, this whole universe, his universe, uh, to be finished, but unfortunately, they got James Gunn now, and I heard that he had a pre-screening on that movie, and everybody seems to like it. But with that said, Doomsday is still a character that is respectably um, an awesome character since he killed Superman overall. But we'll see what James Gunn do if he ever uses. So for me, if I didn't have it, I'd definitely buy it now. It's a good chance. But if I do have it, it's a hold for me. I will not sell it. Um, so that is that. All right. So there's my um, how would you say it, my decision if for Superman, Man of Steel 18 full Doomsday. It will be a definitely be a hold, and for a few more years, maybe 5 years down the line, maybe James Gunn say, boom, we're getting Doomsday. All right. But if I don't have it, if I didn't have it, if I wanted to add to my collection, definitely it's a buy now for me, especially on the 9.8 that's selling for 100 or $95, fourth printing, second print, regardless. But DCU, that logo, that's is probably I'll stay far away as possible. I'm not paying 400 something dollars for a book. Anyway, with that said, this is a very controversial cover. Became a controversial cover years back when an artist challenge J. Scott Campbell, saying there is impossible to even have anybody sit like that in that pose, which is this one here. Amazing Spider-Man 601 has been homaged many times as well. After that controversial thing, this book became very hot. I remember this was just an 85 to $100 book in a 98. But of course, there's a newsstand version of this as well that fetches about double the amount. So let's find out what this book does on eBay. All right, so let's bring eBay back to the stage, and we'll see. Amazing. And 601 CGC 9.8. Boom. Let's go. All right. Wow. $499. There was one bid for $500. Wow. This is not even a newsstand. This is a direct. So just make it out there a little bit more bigger here. So yeah, $499. There's one that's 675. Best offer. I don't know if they bought it, but yeah, March 25th, 3 days before that, it was 675 or best offer. Um, Here's this 601 homage to Ultimate Spider-Man. Don't really care about that, but yeah, wow. Here's one other bid for $665. Um, and here's another one with 624, 600. There's a Turkish version signed for close to $1,000. Jeez. Um, Signed by J. Scott Campbell. I still don't see any newsstand in the 9.8, but 600 best offer. Monsters, okay. Here's the Turkish version again. Turkish. Here's a $440 back in February. So it seems like the price of this Amazing Spider-Man 601 has been going up, not down like some other books. Here is a 9.6 for 265. Um, where it is 9.6 for 275. There's one at 9.2 signed by J. Scott Campbell for 350. 9.6 signed for 410. So we can kind of see that this book is has been going up. Let's see what they're asking. So with that, okay, 600, 375. Wow, 375 on a 9.8. Um, Oh, okay. This is a facsimile. Well, let's see what this book is all about. Um, oh, this is a Mexican version. So this is like La Mole for 375. Here's 625. Here's one signed and the foil variant for 9696, 98 right here, Mexican edition. Mexican for 300. Here's an 800. Of course, has a custom label. So yeah, 600 for 98. Geez, asking when the last one that was sold was for, geez, for 500. There was one before 675. So we can kind of see that this uh, ASM 601 J. Scott Campbell cover, the controversial cover, as the price has been going up in value. So is this a buy now? If it's a FOMO, it could go up a little bit more, but has hit its plateau for 600, $500 to $600. Like I said, I got my copy when it was what, 85, $100. So definitely this. If I need to have some extra fun, definitely it's a sell now. But for me, it's a hold. Um, but sell, I don't know. I like that cover. I would just keep it regardless if it goes down or up. All right, next one's here. So let me know what you think about ASM 601. Is it a buy or hold or sell for you guys? If you do have it, if you don't, would you buy it? If you do have it, is it a hold or sell? All right. So next one here is boom. Another key issue. First appearance of Dr. Aphra on Star Wars Darth Vader, issue number 3. This is one of the 25 incentive variant by La Roca. So it's a cool book, cool character. If you don't know about Dr. Aphra, this character was definitely made just for the comic book only. And all the Star Wars fan, if you have read about Dr. Aphra, it's like Indiana Jones with a bad attitude. But yeah, everybody's kind of wondering, will it be coming on live action? Only can time will tell. And let's see what this does. Darth Vader 3, 1 out of 25, CTC 9.8. Boom. Let's see. Darth, Darth Vader. Darth Vader. Okay. Boom. There we go. All right. The last one sold was for $875, but there's also Boba Fett number 1 that has been included. So there was an extra book. Um, So here's one at 9.8, $995 or best offer. This book, I can tell you one time during the COVID, it was up to $2,100. So definitely has gone down from the COVID, the peak of the COVID, but it has plateaued for. I went down all the way to 995. Let's see what this one is. First printing 145. Remember when this book was about $500? Now is 149, 150. So there's not many of the variant. Oh, here's one not here. Wow, 96 for $330. That's a big chunk of change, huh? Here's one and 96 for 500, the best offer. So if this was sold for 330 and on February 23rd, February 20, oh, January 7th, a month before, it was sold for 500 for 9.6. Here's one 9.8 on an auction for $860. So we can go down more. Roca CBSI is 8.5 for 275. I think that's pretty much it. Here's one another one for 9.6. So yeah, you can kind of see that the book itself sells from 900 to probably about 800. So nine, close to about 950. Let's just say 1,000. Okay, since I really don't know what the best offer was taken or if this was straight bought off of for 995. So let's say 2,000 to 850 compared to what it was for 2,100 at the peak at the COVID. So it definitely went down. So with that said, for me, this is definitely a hold. For me, I really want to see her in a live action, and hopefully that Disney does it right, and yeah, and see what it can do. Oh yeah, yeah, 9.8, boom, boom, boom. All right, so definitely it's a hold. If you don't have a book, would you buy it now? Would you wait until it maybe go down, or maybe miss the chance that when it goes up, maybe it might don't know. I have the book. I would hold. It's not something that I'm willing to dispose of anytime soon. So that will be part of my 150 books that I'm keeping for my PC, just in case. So you let me know what you think about Darth Vader, issue number 3, that La Roca 125. If you don't, there's a FOMO, would you buy it now? If you do have it, would it be a sale or hold for you? Um, I got two more books for you. Two more books to show you. This is one of my favorite because one, I bought this raw for about, I think it was for $85, and I got a graded and got back as a 9.8. This is Gomorrah. Oh my God. Francisco Matina, one of the 25 incentive variant. So great book. And this was overly printed, but still, it's not many people order 25 copies of this. And there was a lot, but let's see what he does on the secondary market. All right, so let's bring eBay back on the thing and let's go Gomorrah. Gamora issue number 2, 1 out of 25. Martina. Okay, boom. Let's see. Wow, last one sold. All right, raw for $229. Or best offer was taken with free shipping. What has been selling? There's none. Maybe let's just go with Matina. Let's just go with Gomorrah 2 Matina. Okay. Yep, that's pretty much it. Let's see what is asking. Wow. There's a 9.8, $305, 1 out of 25 ratio, 350, 440, wow, $500. There's one raw asking 500, so it's definitely very confident that this book will be a 9.8 candidate. Here's a 900, 800. So there's, yeah, so not many, a handful of books. So it's not a very hard to find because you can definitely find it here eBay, which you can pretty much find anything here. If it's not here, it's pretty much a ghost book, or not many seller wants to sell it. So here we are. This is the lowest 305. Now the raw sold for 227. There's a seller asking $305. Would you be buying this? Would you buy it? All right. Let's go back again. Sold 229 back in January. All right. So this is about 2-3 months ago. So $229 on a raw copy. It's a very hard to find, but rare. It's not that rare. It's very not an easy book to find in the wild anymore. But definitely, definitely something to look into, right? Because it's a great cover, and also it doesn't have a very first appearance, but things like this consider as a key to me, because one is a cover. It's not that easy book to find, and also a lot of people are pretty much holding on to it. So would I hold on to this? Definitely, I'm a hold for me. But would it be something that, would you buy a modern key issue just for the cover and the rarity? Is there's one seller asking for $305 or best offer. So I'll probably will shoot for maybe 275 and see if the seller buy or not. But that's just me. So what do you think? Would you buy it for 305 and put a best offer, hopefully put the best? Or would you, if you do have it, would you sell or would you hold? For me, it's a hold. And this book here, oh my God. This book here, at one point was about $3,500 at the peak of COVID. But let me get back to that later. But this one here, during the COVID, this was a $550 book at one point. Yes, 550. Take my word for it as a grain of salt because I don't have the GPA, but I really don't want to go with the GPA. It's something that I know, with the, especially on the books that I favor or something that I treasure, it's something like that. At the peak of the COVID, it was about $550. I think it could have gone a little bit more, but I remember it was a 500 point at one point, and right now it's at 305. The price has gone down, so let me know what you think. All right, going back to Ultimate Fallout number 4, first printing. I had the one at 25 and a 9.6 got signed by Bendis, Hickman, and also by Clayton Crane. I should have sold it at the peak, but I didn't. But I still did okay. And with that, I picked this up for, I think, about 1700. All right. I sold mine for more, close to 10. But anyway, $1,700, thinking at one point this was selling it for 3,500. I never thought that it would go down to 17, and let's see what the market says. So let's bring eBay back, and let's do this right here. Ultimate Fallout issue number 4, first printing, CGC 9.8. There we go. All right, so second print, 165, 108. Here we are, $849 on March 25th. And I spent 17. I should have waited another year and a half to get this book. So you ask me, you probably will know if I'll be selling and hold. Definitely, it will be a hold. All right, so the second printing, $71. Wow, $71 on a bid on a 14. This second print was selling for 300 something dollars from last time I remember. Here's another one, 9.8 for 924.99 or best offer. Here's a 950. Here's a custom label for on a bid for $796. Okay. 770 here on an auction, 875. So we can kind of see that it is asking average about 900 to 800, I guess. Because you have to think the logic that what I'm thinking is, all right, you pay 770, you pay $13. That's 800 and 780 something, plus you got to pay tax. For me, that's an additional 10% because I live in Washington. But if you live in Jersey, hey, kudos to you. But there's some tax. So I'm thinking about, about 900 to $800. Jesus, I lost out on this book. Jesus. All right. I'm kind of curious. Never mind the first print. Right. Let's go with the Jerkovic. Wow. Okay, this is a Mexican foil. Boom, 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 boom. Wow, 9.2 sold for 1325. There's one for 3,500 on a 9.4. This is a 9.2. Wow, that's a big jump. There's not many out there, huh? Wow, look at that. Not many out there. All right, let's see what it's asking. What the premium is asking for this one. 6,500 on a 9.6. When I see this, I think I did good by selling mine. Here's 9.8 for $14,899. Here's one that is a 9.4. It's on a bit current for 10 days left. Yeah, so there it is, guys. 9.8. So there it is. Ultimate Fallout. First Miles Morales. At one point was 3,500. Now is 900 to $800. Wow. And I bought mine for 17. All I have to do is wait for Miles to return. Not the animated. I gotta wait until he shows up in a live action with MCU. And probably goes up a little. Anyway, so recap here. Ultimate Fallout, First Miles Morales, about 800. I would hold, wait. I lost money on that one. This one here, I definitely hold asking about what, 250 to 300. Maybe, I don't know. Darth Vader number three, 1 to 25 ratio. First, Dr. Afra, um, about what, 9 to 900 to, I don't know, 900, I guess it sold. At one peak, it was at 2100. Definitely, this one is the moneymaker for me right now out of these five books. Amazing Spider 601, J. Scott Campbell. Not a big, not a big key, but it's a key due to the controversial cover. Um, and the last, this Superman, Man of Steel, um, is definitely hope for me as well. So I don't sell books. I pretty much will hold on to most of my key issue books. But what do you would do if you didn't have all this book? Would you buy? And if you do have it, would you sell? So that will be it. And let me just once again talk about 789 Comics. Once again, use the code SNMC. I got this variant. It's cool. It's so much better in person. Use the code SNMC to get your 10% discount on all your orders. And yeah, really great LCS, online LCS. Kudos to them. All right. Um, I got more of this coming, and let me know what you think. Give me a feedback if you like this better than the previous version. I would just tell you what it sold for. I think it's better that you have a visual exactly what it's been sold and what date and for how much. All right. So with that said, guys, until next time.